Hmm. All right. Hello, everyone. This is Ketchman Boris, doing another live stream. But this time, I'm just kind of going to figure out how to do a tutorial. I'm working on a set of videos, and knowing myself, I like to give like really simple goals that I think I can achieve, but still, kind of gets where I want to go. So I wanted to do a set of videos that I'll be putting on my website called I maybe I need to find a better title, but how to draw faces in cartoony style, or how to draw cartoony faces. And I just said to myself, okay, I think it can be split into 4 parts. The first part. So this is the first thing that came out of my mind. Just I grabbed a paper and I quickly wrote down what, like, if I were to teach someone, like, or like given like classes to students, like how I would go about approaching it. So you need a basis to start with. So this is how what I'm starting. Number one, basic elements of the face. Of course, like how the symmetry, how things are structured, how they're placed. Um, the eyes, like how to quickly kind of get uh, to start drawing, right? So that you get into the drawing process of the face. So you're not too like I don't want to start too much into theory, and then like by the end when you like kind of listen to the theory, you're like just too tired to draw. And like you said, okay, I'm going to draw next time, and then you know and you don't. The second one is actually something that I don't think a lot of tutorials do, which is master studies. And this might be the biggest part of this series of videos that I'm doing, because I do want to cover the masters, but I want to cover like a vast array of masters, including people that I actually know in person. Then for the third one, I do want to take the real faces, because like I start with like the basics, and then I want to go into the masters, how they approached it, so that you find shortcuts, because they have been drawing it. I don't know how many thousands or millions of faces, so they figured out a way that we can learn from. But then, like breaking back to the real faces, we'll look at photographs and how to take a face and exaggerate. Or sometimes you don't need to exaggerate. You can actually just tweak things just enough to for the face to be cartoony. And when I say cartoony, not necessarily funny. Like, if you're like, for example, when I say cartoony, I'm thinking about, for example, best examples are like the Disney characters. They're iconic, they're cartoony, but they're very expressive. You can tell what kind of character they are. Like how do you do villains and so on. And then the fourth one is I want this to be like pure practice, just draw your face with everything you learned. Just take a break, take a moment, and then draw your face. Right? Don't look. I don't know if you can see this, but don't look at that. But that's something that I want to work on for another week. But let's just focus on this one. Once I've done that, right? I just started. I don't know. This is how I like to work. I like to work with paper. I just started just taking note of just basically talking in my head and just like writing it down. If I were to be actually teaching the class, what I would be saying. Of course, there are gaps in it because there are areas where in my head when I'm making the video, I have to edit in or intercut with examples of illustrations or or like things that illustrate my points that I'm trying to make. So, for example, the perfect example is the master studies, right? Of course, when I'm talking about the masters, I will take examples of faces from these artists, and basically we will copy them, and kind of as we copy them, we are thinking, and once we copy them, we analyze and we see what we can learn. So this is going to be pretty much like a silent uh, thing because I'm going to be writing. So I hopefully uh, you do your thing. Maybe just me in the background, and yeah, and let's see if someone connects to um, joins the chat. Going to find a cleaner. To find a cleaner cloth to wipe the camera with. Now I'm copying, but I just like this process. I just copy and recopy again until I just feel like the I'm happy with what I got. You know, a little bit strange for people to watch someone write, but Right. I think we'll be progressing, so this is good. I hope you get to work on yours too. So, I mean, if you put this in the background or if you watch this, thank you so much for watching, and I'll continue working on this, and I'll update you again later this week. As you can see, I am using the free version of StreamYard, so I don't know how many streams it allows per month. I think it's just a dozen per month. Uh, so I'll try to spread that out throughout the month. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. And if you have any comments, if you don't like this at all, let me know. I'll just stick to drawing. But if you like this, and if you want me to take you through like kind of all the process that I uh, go through to actually create the things that I create, then let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and this is Kitchman Boris signing off.